relate to. Yeah, he's #1 fan.
I have your tattoo of you on my shoulder. You just don't know it yet.
Your autograph. It's really big.
Well, it looks like we're going to be going into game 1. This is going to be a tough one, right? We don't know how Tory Lanez WrittenByRay play, but going against Dakotaz and CDN. That's a bit tough. Now, we will not have one of the streams. The stream that we are going to be seeing on is who you guys actually wanted to see would be Tory Lanez. He's going to be on the top left screen. But Dakotaz and CDN, hey, that's a bit of a matchup.
He's just going straight to
Also,
Tilted.
can we
he
shout out
says, move aside, pro players. This game is mine. I'm assuming that you just gave him all of your vibes.
I sent him a text message with my brain because I don't actually have his phone number. And I said, hey, drop Tilted for us and make this reality happen. And what I love is he's still rocking a controller as well. So if they pull off a miraculous game 1 win, like that tattoo might have to happen. And I don't want it to because it was a joke, but you never know where you'll be at.
See, he's really just been drawing it on every day. So he's going to actually go and get it.
Did you notice my hat switch, by the way?
Oh, got the UMG. Hey, I should have worn mine, honestly. There's some nice hats. Tory Lanez, honestly, it looks like he's at least maneuvering pretty well. He's getting through this building fairly well. So I'm excited to see what he's got. He's got the sniper in his back pocket. Oh, no! Look at this.
No, wait. CDN goes down.
No, the trap is right there.
There's multiples down. Those are all opponents.
Their trap.
So CDN goes down, but of course we're going to see Dakotaz come in and go big and save his life. Now, Dakotaz and CDN, they've been playing for quite some time now. They've been doing fairly well. Dakotaz, honestly, one of my favorite streamers, at least whenever I watch him. Hugely positive guy. Love watching him play. Good strats. Hugely positive on both ends of them. So I expect a lot coming from them. Going down that early, a bit scary. Of course, they are going to recover being in Salty. They both have 2 kills themselves. Don't know where WrittenByRay is at in terms of kills. But Tory Lanez, he's still up. He doesn't have any kills just yet, but I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to react when they do find some players. But already we are seeing some shots fired.
Yeah, and this
well,
is
he's going for quick scopes right now, right in the middle of Tilted. First of all, I love this inventory layout. You've got like an AR sniper shot. I mean, that's usually uncommon, right? Usually kind of a shotgun in the first or the second. I'm just interested to see. They're just knocking this. Oh my God, no!
Well,
Tory, no.
Ray, make it happen.
Well, WrittenByRay is still up. He did, in fact, get a knock. He's still going to be in that team fight just ahead of him. And actually, you see, he does, in fact, get the elimination. He gets 2 eliminations. That's going to be 2 kills from WrittenByRay. That puts them tied up with Dakotaz and CDNThe3rd. Now, of course, we saw in the beginning, CDN went down. Dakotaz managed to save him. We could see the same situation here. But, of course, they are in Tilted. That is a bit more difficult to deal with.
You know that things aren't going well whenever
you're
desperately hiding in a bush to avoid all forms of contact with your opponents. I mean, hey, listen, that's got to be the strategy whenever you're in that situation. But it's working out right now. It's just funny. Ray's like, hey, man, I'll be there in a second. Let me just keep murdering all these guys. No big deal.
And he's like, you know what? I have 58 health left. You know, I'm fine.
We got him.
And, well, okay, there we go. And one thing that's crazy is over here on the other side, there hasn't been any heals other than that one campfire. So he only has 100 health, where it looks like he, is doing pretty well, having blue and green. That's only 100 combined.
Ray, though, in a really bad spot here with Tory. Needs to make sure that he can get this heal off. Unfortunately, he's getting just demolished over there from Blue House. Lane's taken out early on.
Well, but this isn't a bad thing. I mean, Tory Lanez does go down, of course, but now we'll be able to see the perspective from WrittenByRay and see what he's been up to, because he's been tearing it up, right? He's at least got 2 kills in his back pocket. He's going to go ahead and continue to push straight ahead and see if he can get the player that ended his teammate's life. And that's a big drop, but that's okay. Doesn't take any fall.
Thank God for that bush.
That bush saving life. The bush.
Twice.
The versatile bush.
And that's
hello.
A tricky gunfight. Oh, my gosh. Oh, and there he goes. He gets it.
And it was a 1v1 too there for squad, so that's a good scenario for him to be in. Also, he gets that heavy if he does manage to trade out for that. Shotgun to shotgun. I mean, that's definitely one of my favorite combos in the game.
Let's highlight this, though. I mean, he's over here by himself in the middle of Tilted Towers with 3 kills, and then you have this other team who are very, very powerhouses. Like, these guys are fantastic at this game, and they're sitting in Salty Springs with only 2 kills. Like, that to me is phenomenal. Like,
good shot.
That he's
holding his own. I mean, Dakotaz, that quick build. I mean, if you make one bad decision whenever you're trying to just sky up like that, that guy takes 50 damage straight from the fall, and then he's an easy cleanup for him to clean up.
Absolutely, yeah.
Looking at it now, it's still WrittenByRay is in fact going to be up. Now, I would like to see him kind of dip out, right? I don't want to see him stay in Tilted, especially with him being by himself. I want to see him kind of try and start slowly making his way over towards Dakotaz and CDNThe3rd, at least to try and still kills. Unfortunately, we can't see the perspective just out there. He is. He's going to be back, so that's good. We'll be able to see what he's going to be up to. He is in fact going to be making his way over towards Salty, but that's actually, going to be CDN. So CDN on your screen right now, he's got 2 kills himself. I believe his partner, Dakotaz, does have 2 kills kills maybe himself, maybe 1 kill. So we're looking at a 3-4. So might be relatively even, 1 kill up on both sides. But got to say, WrittenByRay is holding it down for his team. Like I said, still early in the game. Still early in the game. The circle is, in fact, going to be closing in. We'll see how they're going to be maneuvering through and see if they'll find any more engagements.
Just like you've been mentioning, I mean, that RNG is so key. I mean, they're taking their time. They now know that Tory's already out of the game, so that's 1 less opponent to have to worry about.
4 kills, though.
Obviously, Ray's been doing a phenomenal job of at least keeping up, but there are still a ton of people. And what kind of a scenario in 2 versus 1, I mean, they've definitely got an advantage. Once again, it just comes down to not separating too far. You don't want to get into a gunfight by yourself. That just puts you in a situation where then you're down into a potential 1v1 if you die. So just keep it calm and just keep playing like they're playing. Also, can we talk about his hat for a second? From an Android user's perspective, I would love to see this game come to the Switch so I can be in the airport bodying people on my
that's something
on my Switch.
That's something they talked
I would love
about.
to see it. I'm just saying, Nintendo, if you're listening, please. Epic, please.
I got my neighbor to start playing the Switch, and he's like, start playing Fortnite. He plays it on his PC, but him as well as his other friends are just dying for it to come out on Switch.
I know.
Which would be, I mean, come on, that's against across all
every
platforms.
platform. Why not? It's already on, your 2 major, at least competitive shooter platforms.
Right.
Open it up. Let those Nintendo guys, have some fun.
What I wouldn't doubt if it does happen in the future, to be quite honest with you.
One thing I really like about this game so far is Ray started off, middle of Tilted, and I feel like he hasn't came back from that. His teammate dropped. He's down a player versus this other team, and he doesn't care. He's staying. He's hyped. He's still going for it. And I feel like that's so key whenever you're thinking about these intense situations, that he's not losing confidence. He is still absolutely confident in himself, and I feel like that's really paying off for him right now.
I feel like a lot of situations you see, too, is if you do drop Tilted, at least me personally as a player, I get a little nervous that those stragglers that do come in to get those cleanups, I don't want to be the person that you're cleaning up.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to rotate to wherever that circle is going to be. If it just happens to unfortunately follow you in Tilted, obviously these guys are playing it at a professional level, so they understand, like, hey, this is how I need to fortify myself so I can be in a better position. But you don't want to get caught off guard. So he's probably still got a couple teams that he's looking at to maybe take out. But at the same time, I mean, he's just going to be migrating sooner than later to make sure that he doesn't get that back in. Because if you look at where they're coming from on the map, the whole east side starts to push in. I mean, you don't want to get caught in the middle and be that, mayonnaise in a sandwich.
And
mayonnaise in a sandwich.
It's them that's moving in on him, and that could potentially help him out more than it helps them out, because now he's going to have a little more confidence than he already had going into these next few engagements that he's going to get into, and I feel like that's really, really, really going to set him apart and help him out in this first round.
And just to set it up too, both of these teams are in a loser bracket right now. So this is a bit scary for both sides, right? Because they both can go down, be out of this tournament. There's a lot of money on the line, so they've got to start playing at least the way they're playing, I guess. But being as so, this is only the first round that we're seeing them, right? There's still another round after this. WrittenByRay is carrying pretty hard. He's doing well. Unfortunately, Tory went down. But still, relatively close, and I think we got to give it to CDN as well as Dakotaz. They haven't found too many engagements, and WrittenByRay probably has to be pretty happy about that.
I could definitely see that, and the fact that he's holding down Tilted right now by himself still is astounding to me. I don't know how he's doing that. Going against all squads is one thing that's just terrifying as it is, but to go against all squads in the middle of Tilted, especially with all of these players, like you said, from this side of the map pushing in towards him, he's going to be, I would assume, getting into a lot of engagements that are very uncomfortable.
Right. And I feel like those engagements, though, at least when you are in an area like Tilted on the map, you have more quarters to deal with because not a lot of people are destroying the whole structure of those buildings.
Yeah.
When you get caught in those situations where you're crossing in an open field, let's say you get a little bit further west outside of here from Shifty, all of a sudden, if you do have your team, coming up behind you, great. If it happens to be another team, then you're in that awkward, I'm in the middle of the field having to build a box all around me over and over and over again, and then most of the time you don't really make it out of that. So I think I'd much rather be in an area where I can shotgun you and not have to rely on trying to peek with a sniper rifle or an AR from 200 yards away. Like, okay.
And there's also so many windows and so many hills and higher grounds that you can get whenever you're in Tilted. That's kind of scary because I mean you could get shot from the back and never know where you got shot from.
Yeah, there's places to heal, there's places to hide, which is definitely, I mean, that caters more to what I like to be doing in a game, especially if I'm down. So it's like, hey, you know what? Come find me. Good luck.
This is something that I think is the first time we've seen. They actually just bought a campfire from one of the vending machines, which is another thing that they added into the game that I feel like is very fairly balanced. That they added these vending machines in, and I feel like a lot of people were kind of scared that it was going to throw off the gameplay a little bit, but I feel like they did it very nicely.
This drop might, in fact, give him some good stuff, and we do see
that
gold,
full 100
golden bolt.
Will he be able to? No, he doesn't pick it up. I think he might be giving it to his partner. He's going to stay with that blue hunting rifle, but I think, like I said, his partner's going to pick it up. This is where I was talking about. Will WrittenByRay come in and try and join? And wait a second.
They're in the lead.
They're in the
lead. He's got 6. You were exactly right. You're 100% right. He was dominating over there until remaining before he was making that shift further west on them.
And that's the confidence that we keep bringing back up, is that he's over there and he stayed confident. He didn't come over here to cherry pick with them, which would have gotten him no kills at this point because they haven't really seen any engagements lately. So he's over there with the teams pushing in to Tilted, and he's just showing what he's made of.
That surprises me so much. You know, we talk about Tilted being that high-risk, high-reward area so incredibly much, as an engagement is, in fact, going to go down. Should be some easy kills that is going to be fouled by Dakotaz and CDN, but I cannot believe that WrittenByRay is, in fact, leading over these two. And what a snipe coming in,
the
taking
snap.
Going in for the second one, unrelenting. Does he get the second? He get no. Excuse me. That's the elimination for the other one. I thought he sniped him.
I did too.
But nonetheless, he's still going to be pushing up, and he manages to at least get another knock. And that
you
guy
remember the mobile player you were talking about earlier? We have our first mobile player in this tournament.
But with that being said, we saw WrittenByRay had that lead with his buddy there, Tory Lanez, but already we saw the lead. It's no more Dakotaz in them. They took it.
Look
but with that being said,
with the 3 eliminations on there in the bottom left.
He just got 2 eliminations. He got 1 knock, 2 eliminations. And with that being said, are they going to meet up? I don't know. I mean, WrittenByRay seems to be pretty happy with where he's at.
It looks like the safe zone's going to tell them that they're going to meet up at this point. That the safe zone is controlling whether or not they're going to be best friends and get cherry picks.
I love the facial expressions here from CDM. This man is communicating his heart out right now.
It's intense.
I mean, that literally, we keep going back to it, but that's just such a pivotal thing. I mean, making the difference, especially in those last few gunfights, it's like, yeah, just focus up, talk calmly. I mean, coming from, you know, a lot of the console FPS scene, I mean, I remember tournaments, it was so loud back in the day, you literally couldn't even hear yourself. You'd hear the other teams through your microphones. This is really cool because it's one of those environments, you're sitting at home, you're getting to play for big money, $20,000 on the line, and, you know, and you're still getting that tournament feel from it all without really having to, you know, leave your normal setup, which is super nice. So,
and not to mention that this first place prize pool is bigger than the entire prize pool from last week.
Yep.
So that's even a crazier idea to think about, like how much money you're actually competing for in these matches. Like these individual maps might not seem like it's that much, but in the grand spectrum of things, like you're actually playing for quite a bit of money. Like every single kill here matters.
Well, Dakotaz is going to be in a fight, just misses that shot. If you guys were paying attention, though, WrittenByRay did, in fact, pick up another elimination, but he is taking some damage, and I think he might drop off here if he doesn't have any meds. Of course, we can't see his perspective, but Dakotaz still in this fight. He's trying to get this head, trying to pull another King Richard that we saw predict where that player's going to be coming up. An easy snipe as the player is going to be hanging out, trying to get some shots on his teammate behind that tree. He's going to pick it up. And that is, in fact, going to be a big thing. But WrittenByRay, if you look, he didn't go down. In fact, he found some shields, so he's at least going to be at 50 shields with a little bit of health there. Taking some damage, backing off is going to be CDN. Good defensive building as players are going to be pushing them left and right. Can they get through this fight and end up ahead of the game?
There we go. It looks like he's taking quite a bit of damage, but the crazy thing about these players is they just know how to just very fluently just fall through all these kills and then just continuously build around them, just keep cover around them, even while they're constantly pushing all these kills. And I feel like that's the difference in the high-quality gameplay that we're seeing from a lot of these players.
I mean, the timing with the pump is just so important. I mean, it's such a brutal weapon to go against. And if you miss one and you're in a gunfight with somebody that's also, you know,
there's another one
cognizant of how to use everything, you know, in the best. I mean, it's very difficult to overcome this. So you just got to make sure you don't miss those pumps, man.
And now Ray is
I'm guilty of that too much.
Same. My timing is awful. Ray is back at full health and he still has some shields left, and he got, it looks like 2 more. I don't know if they were knocks or limbs, but he is definitely holding his own and showing everyone in this tournament what he's made of.
And another elimination coming in from Dakotaz as we're starting to heat up, as the kills are starting to narrow. Currently only, what is it, 6 engagements still remaining for the kills. It's going to be a close one, especially going into game number 2. And this is one of the first games that we've seen, at least, where all the players have stayed alive, and an easy kill coming in from Dakotaz. So much loot in his back pocket. We're looking at 10 minis, 246 sniper shots, 904 AR. There's no way he's getting through all of this, even if he just started shooting now and constantly through the entire game. But like, with that being said, so only 4 players, 4 engagements remaining. as we're now finally going to see on that mini-map the little yellow arrow to the left. That's going to be written by Ray, who's finally meeting up, making his way and forcing his way to the circle. But who knows? They're on opposite ends here. We could see a jump pad coming out from Dakotaz. He looked like he was threatening to kind of pull it out. He's going to be building up. Might go to the side, might use the jump pad. We'll see what he's going to do to try and potentially pick off these last 4 kills.
Trying to get control of this mountain here so that way they at least have high ground for this last gunfight. But right there, I mean, that's the risk that you take. If you have some of the stragglers that are coming from outside of the circle as well behind you, which, by the way, is one of the most annoying things I think to face in this game is like, why are you this far behind me when I'm already this far into the storm?
Well, and high ground is such a huge advantage in this game. Having the high ground really does, like, it really is just a huge advantage whenever you're going up against another team, which is why you'll see people build into the 1x1s, and they'll just keep on going up and up and up and build around and go up because it is such a crazy thing. And CDN goes down. Wow.
Yep, CDN goes down. But I think that's a 1v1.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed by Ray at this point. This is crazy. Like we said, don't sleep on anybody in this tournament because every single person will show up in these tournaments.
Oh, you know, a lot of it too just depends on. I mean, who on the map did you happen to get started to play against? Is it somebody that's new to the game, or did you get the veterans that happen to just hot drop wherever you're landing?
That's what RNG I was talking about.
That's the RNG, and that's what I love about it is that there's so many like random ways you could start off the match or you could end it. I mean, look at this. I mean, you had everybody on the same edge of the map.
Yeah.
With a total of 3 other players that just happened to be shooting down from the top of that mountain that they were climbing, and they
already have pressure on them.
Gets the knock.
Nice
That's
switch.
A crucial knock, especially with this few players remaining. There's only 2 now potential kills. That knock goes down. They don't thirst him just yet. He might, in fact, go in and try and find him to get it, but he's kind of secured at this point. They know where the other players are.
And there
so
goes
much
Ray.
building, and Ray
gets
the
one.
knock and another elimination to kind of keep it close.
How many kills does this guy have?
I don't know, but I know that he does have.
There it
he
is.
got the
last
one. And he got the last one. So
16. 16.
He got 16
oh
kills.
my God.
Wow. With that being said, he kept him in the game. Still, though, 1 kill down. I believe there were 17 total kills by CDN as well as Dakotaz. So, Written by Ray managed to come in and carry Tory to get 16 kills. That's the kind of partner I need, you need, and we all need, especially in a tournament like this.
I was literally going to say, do we have contact info? I could definitely use a duo. I don't know if you know this, but I called him. Dibs, okay? Calm down.
You get what you want. I've already been told. You can outpower both of us. I'm not even trying. All right? Look, I'm backing down, okay? You want to?
It's because we arm wrestled before this, you guys.
That's some honest
At the same time.
At the same time.
I 16 to clutch it.
16,
I mean,
coming out of Tilted.
He wasn't playing passively.
No, he wasn't.
They weren't even involved in really many of his kills in that.
Wait, is that correct?
16
to 11. Excuse me.
Whoo!
I miscalculated. I'm so sorry. 16 to 11. 5 kills up. 5 kills by himself.
How's it feel?
Huh?
How's it feel to have witnessed that?
Yeah.
From like a third. I felt like we were omnisciently watching him drop.
How would you feel?
16 kills, just seeing the kill feed going up on the bottom left of that screen up, and I'm like, hey,
and Tilted, mind you, by himself. Once Tory went down.
By himself, and never once pushed to go get cherry picks. Like that's crazy. How do you think Tory Lanez feels right now?
Tory Lanez feels great.
He feels amazing.
What are you talking about?
He was involved.
Yeah,
you know,
his teammates. Like, yo, you got to say, hey, I'm totally cool with you doing that, man. Keep me in the tournament. That's awesome.
How do you think his communication was throughout this? Do you think he was just screaming in his ear the entire time?
I bet he was calling out. What kind of players are you guys usually? Because you've got like 2 types, right? The silent lets the player that's still alive do their thing, and then you have the other person that's like, you should jump pad right now. Jump pad over. I'm like,
I hate those players.
Backseat me one more time.
Yeah. I feel like if you're the one left up, then you're the one who obviously like outlived it. So pipe down. So I'm like a hype man, so I'm immediately going to mute my mic and just sit here like this the entire time. Like, oh, please, please, please. So I scream a lot, but I mute out before I do it.
I'm a backseat.
Are you?
I don't know Tory, but I see him just being like super chilled in that whole thing.
Yeah.
Just like, yo, good job, dude. Like,
because he knows.
He
knows Ray's a monster.
And Ray is a monster.
But it's still a close. I mean, we're going to the game, too. It's only a 5 kill difference.
It's only 5 kills.
Yeah.
So
do you think that they're going to push Tilted again?
So that's the thing. Do they push Tilted? It worked out for him this time. We saw Nick and Cypher, right? They went Tilted both times. It worked out for them both times, right? So do we see it again from them?
But do you think maybe Tory is thinking like, hey, maybe let's dial it back a little bit. I kind of want to help out a little bit this game, so maybe let's go somewhere.
No, I think he's confident in himself. I think Ray's confident in himself. I think that was just an unfortunate gunfight. He had Blue House, Tower. I mean, he was just getting squatted on at that point. So I think they're gonna probably go for the same type of drop.
He definitely came in here, landed Tilted, and said, "Do not sleep on me." I mean, I feel
Racetrack?
like that's his motto right now.
No,
Are
not
they?
racetrack.
No. I was
No,
like,
go retail. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, if you land racetrack,
it's pretty.
man, you're my hero. That or Junk Junction.
You got some good loot at
You
racetrack.
can end
Right
with
back
3
to
kills.
Tilted. They're about it. They showed up today.
I like it. Tory Lanez, written by Ray. Currently up 5 kills over Dakotaz and CDN. They're going to be heading over to Tilted, which seems to be their home. We're going to see a retail row push from Dakotaz and CDNThe3rd. Mind you, this is our second retail row that we have seen in this tournament.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that worked out. Last time they went, they went the Salty. This time they're going to hit up a different area. And a first engagement coming in, taking some damage. Will he go down?
Smart play.
He doesn't
CDN
get the
just
knock.
running away.
And he runs away. Teammate coming in. And that's going to be a kill.
And this is something that I noticed from the first game that we have. We have CDN and Dakotaz. They obviously play together quite a bit.
Yep.
The chemistry that they have, it's not that they're just pushing together, but they're also pushing and kind of, you know, your standard military like back to back, right? They're always within position to make sure that they can help each other if one of them does get knocked.
Oh, they are just dominating this team right now.
Look at this, the melee.
And thirsting with the
Yeah.
melee. And another player. Talk about a start,
Good
guys.
night, sleeping.
We have seen 4 kills already off the rip between the two come down, and that is big because we know they came in, right? 5 kills down, but with that being said, CDN goes down, and he is down and out, leaving it up to Dakotaz to try and clutch it out. That player is hungry for the kill. Can Dakotaz go big in this situation? He doesn't have a lot of mats. He's currently down 54. Had the player just below him. He's going to come through, and he doesn't get it.
No.
That's it.
That player is now going to thirst him with the pickaxe, and that is going to be it for the boys of Dakotaz and CDN, who were already down 5.
Not
and
like
Ray.
this. Not like
Ray
this.
with
and
the
Ray
absolute clutch.
are moving on.
Oh, wow.
I tell you what, that's what I'm saying with these tournaments. I never know what's going to happen.
They're just standing there. They
well,
don't
yeah,
even care.
they know. I mean, come on, they know they won.
This is when I want to see a dance.
They're trying to figure it out with each other. Like, did we just win? We just won, right? Because I had 16 and you had how many? Yeah, the game. Yeah,
Looks
Think
like,
this
honestly,
is the math lesson right now?
I think they're just splitting loot at this point. Like, yo, Ritten's like, hey, Tori, yo, give me that blue AR, man. You take the green.
Take the green. Here's a slurp.
I
You
need
got
a little
no-
bit more.
you got
Look
no
at that.
shield.
16 to 15 is going to be the final score in game 2. And
Wall
that
banging.
means Dakotaz and CDN, one of my favorite teams, at least coming into this, is going to be out of this tournament. This was loser bracket. Wow, what a tournament! But if you're a Tory and Written by Ray fan, you got to be happy.